A Night in the Wasteland is the first episode of the first season of Jungle Cubs, and I was really keen to watch this. It's on my list of 90s nostalgia first episodes to review, and being a big Disney fan, I had a feeling I'd get round to this sooner rather than later. Honestly, I was really disappointed. I thought this was pretty terrible. I don't know if this is the typical quality of an episode of Jungle Cubs because I don't really remember it. I remember watching it, but I don't really remember any episodes, so I must have liked it at some point, but certainly this first episode I found to be not very good. There are some good things, but I'll talk about those in a moment. The narrative involves Shere Khan doing something to try and prove how brave he is and getting himself in a bit of a potentially dangerous situation. And I'll say no more than that about the specifics. The whole thing is about 20 minutes, and I don't want to give away too much, but it's very slow. It took about half of the episode, maybe just under half, to get to the main point, and it was so slow and not a lot was happening and it wasn't interesting, and the characters' behaviours, although not bad, were just very dull. I just found that there was nothing about this that I found interesting, at least in terms of the narrative. Obviously it's got a good message there about being safe over proving bravery and courage, and I think that that's really important, but because I don't find the narrative to be that interesting, I don't know how effective it's going to be, depending on how well people are able to fully engage with it. That aside, there are some good things. We have a good song. There's a pretty funky song in this that the characters sing about living for today. I can't remember the lyric. There was one lyric in particular that I liked, not enough to write it down, but it was something like, tomorrow hasn't happened, just focus on today, which I think is a really great message. So that I enjoyed. It was kind of about not rushing to grow up as well and enjoying your childhood while it's there, which I think, again, is really brilliant. The animation, well, it's fine. The animation in general is fine, but the characters are adorable. The characters are so cute, particularly my personal favourite, Bagheera, and I thought Baloo was very cute as well. So I enjoyed watching it. Well, I enjoyed watching the characters, but I didn't necessarily care about what they were doing. We have a brilliant voice cast. The voice cast includes Charlie Adler, Pamela, Adlon, Jim Cummings, Elizabeth Daly, David L. Lander, Tress McNeille, Jason Marsden, Michael McKean and Rob Paulsen. So really brilliant voice cast. The animation of the characters is great. The rest of the animation is fine. There's a really good song in it. It's just the narrative that I found to be very dull. The message of the narrative, I liked. The execution of the narrative, not so much. So whenever I watch these first episodes of 90s nostalgia shows, this aired in 1996 for reference, I always go into it, 1, with an open mind, 2, hoping for nostalgia. Didn't really get much nostalgia out of this, to be honest. It didn't bring back many memories. And 3, with the thought that I might go on to review more episodes in that TV show, if, for example, I feel particularly nostalgic. With this one, I will not currently be watching any more of these episodes. I don't have any interest at the moment to watch any more Jungle Cubs. Maybe one day. I'd be quite keen to see if all of the episodes are like this or if the first one's just not very good. But watching it now, I didn't mind it. If you grew up watching the show, I'd say check it out. There might be some nostalgia there, but it's definitely not as good as I remember it.